Hello, everyone. Hope you all had an amazing week in one way or another, hopefully. To catch up for this week, honestly, it was a pretty long week. It was full of a lot of twists and turns, but it wasn't too bad. I didn't really do anything new, kind of just spent time with my kids like always, and kind of been watching this lady. I know her dogs and stuff, so I've been having to feed the dogs. So that's basically it, just kind of running around town trying to do that and other stuff for the most part. But I did finally register for my classes for next semester, so I'm pretty excited for that to see what those classes have in store. So yeah, it's not too bad. Everything's been kind of same old as always for the most part. But to jump right into the composer report. So for this week, I did decide to choose Meredith Monk. Honestly, I decided to choose her because of her last name. There was a TV show that I used to watch called Monk. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it. But yeah, so that really like caught my attention, so I decided to choose her. So she was born in New York on November 20th in 1942, and her current age right now is actually 79 years old. So she'll be turning 80 on November 20th of this year. So she studied at Sarah Lawrence College and got her Bachelor's of Arts in Theater, Dance, and Music in the year of 1964. After she graduated from college with her Bachelor's of Arts and everything, she did move back to New York and she started to kind of experience a little more with music and stuff like that. So she did go on to see different things that were happening at the Judson Theater, so that kind of caught her attention. One of the very first important pieces that she did do was called 16 millimeter earnings, and that was done in 1966. This specific piece, it basically showed herself dancing, and the music was basically a 3 tape loop that was just continuously running simultaneously, just on and on and on. So that was pretty interesting to learn. The first large theater performance that she did do was called Juice, and that was in 1969. During her early time, she was more a person who was to herself. She didn't really like go out and do things with other people. She was more of a solo act. She used her own voice, stuff like that, to get her pieces out there, if that makes sense. Um, and another thing that was interesting was she wasn't always dabbling in like the same sound. She used different sounds, different techniques, different um, structures, textures, stuff like that. Um, Basically to make different music. So every time she would put a piece out there, it wasn't sounding the same. It wasn't like something you've heard before, but it was different. So that was pretty cool to hear. So once she returned back to doing bigger shows, she did use like different themes in her shows in order to show. I'm gonna mess this word up. I'm gonna butcher the word, but it's totalitarianism. I think I said it right. I'm not sure, but she used that in her shows, and she also did talk about things dealing with the Holocaust in her shows as well. She never truly was a fan of minimalism. She didn't see herself as a minimalist composer at all, because she honestly felt like minimalism was missing like the emotional aspect of it, so she never saw herself connecting with that specific brand, I guess you could say. She was able to accept the MacArthur Foundation Genius Award in 1995, which was actually not that long ago, so that's pretty interesting as well that she did get an award. So for the song that I chose, I did decide to choose Scared Song. It sounded like it would be something very different. At first, I was gonna go with the 16 millimeter, but then I decided I saw this one and it kind of caught my eye, so I decided to go with this one. So when it first starts off, it's very peaceful, kind of like puts you in like a relaxing mood. The way the piano starts, it's very sad, so it has like a minor scale, and it starts off slow. And her voice is kind of like repetitive. It's not always saying the same thing every single time because she does add on words as the song does continue. But it's still repetitive because she'll say one thing, repeat it, then add another word, and then one thing, repeat it, add another word. So it is repetitive, but it's not the same thing every single time, if that makes sense. I also liked how the beat was very steady. It wasn't too loud or too soft. Like, it was right where it needed to be. The piano was doing exactly what it needed to do. the tempo just stayed steady all the way through and just flowed with the sound of her voice, so it all went together. Towards the middle of the song, there was a sound that she was making with her voice. I can't describe it, to be honest. You guys would really have to listen to it yourselves. But it was weird. Like, it was good, but it was kind of awkward in a way. But then, like, right away it went back to how the piece was before. So it was just like that little moment where she was making, like, she was talking really fast, and I don't know. It was different, I guess you could say. But after she did that, the piece went right back to what it was before. So it was like just a minor thing, and then boom, back to what it was before. So like, yeah, throughout the whole piece, it was just steady, just very peaceful. It just made me relax. But overall, I really enjoyed hearing and learning about her. Her music, like I said, put me at peace for some odd reason and just relaxed me. I honestly would listen to her music again. It's very interesting. She has a very interesting concept that she has going on, so I really like that. I also do think that it's kind of similar to some things that we have heard before in the past weeks. Not exactly like the way the way she sounds, but just like the repetitiveness that was going on in her songs. But she still does have a different rhythm and texture that comes from her pieces as well. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I hope you guys have a good next week. Thank you.